Hey everyone, it's Hayes, and just out of nowhere, the official Miraculous channel has released the trailer for the episode of Fairy Goodnight. Okay. I didn't know it was coming. I don't usually know when the official channel trailers are coming. I was like, oh, okay. Alright then. As always, I will link it down below, and I did go ahead and watch the French and the English ones. They seem to be exactly the same, the last couple of episode trailers we got. They were slightly different on each channel. They seem to be the same this time, so I don't think you need to go and watch both. But as always, please go and watch it for a spoiler all for you. And speaking of spoilers, I don't know if any of the leaks contain anything about this episode, but I haven't seen them, and a lot of people watch me because they know I haven't seen them. So if you could keep it to yourself, that would be wonderful. But finally, oh my god, this episode seems like it's gonna be the long-awaited Max episode, or maybe I'm the only one who's been who's been excited for it. I just feel this season Max has been putting in 210% effort on this team. They're always calling Pegasus to fight, and I'm like, they better give him an episode. And it seems to be this one. So he is waking up, he looks super cute with his little sleep mask on. Meanwhile, Marinette is in the bakery. Looks like she's taking a bag of shoe buns, probably for Adrian, because that's the only thing he lives on. And her and Max walk into school together. Now, in the school, they seem to be in this very nice, new, fancy lecture theatre. And all the kids seem to be watching, I would assume, a virtual presentation from, I'm assuming Max's mum or someone who works with Max's mum. Either way, similar sort of job, if not Max's mum, working in space. As we know, Claudie is/was an astronaut the last time we found out. She was mentioned in Climactic Queen with her space weather book, so I'm assuming she's still an astronaut or something to do with space. However, there is a little bit where Max is sat with Kim and Agley, and I'm wondering perhaps if Max is missing his mum, because, I probably would too if my mum was in space. So it seems he's chatting with Markov, and it looks like he has this little checklist here: shirts, trousers, toothbrush, toothpaste, underwear, hat, goggles, I think those are, jumpers, small trousers, slippers, socks. Not sure what the last thing is. It's either an upside down hat or a sick bowl. And he seems to be packing them in his suitcase. And he has his suitcase ready, and he's with Marinette's family in the hallway. And again, assuming this is his mum, she kisses a heart and gives it to him. Max looks a little bit sad though, so she perhaps look, I love you and I miss you too, but you can't come to space with me, obviously, because you're a child. But honestly, I'm not entirely sure about this scene. So then Max stays over with Marinette and plays chess, but actually it looks like Max perhaps lives in the same building as Marinette, across the hallway. And yeah, I didn't realise there was a door there. I never observed there being a door there. However, a little bit concerning, because, okay, Marinette's room is connected to the kitchen and the living room. However, one floor down is Tom and Sabine's room, and there are no stairs in the living room to get down to it. Same with the bakery, and you can access the bakery through the back room. So does Max or anyone else who lives in this building have just access to, first of all, Tom and Sabine's bedroom, as well as the back of the bakery? I'm thinking about this too much. But anyway, yeah, apparently Max lives opposite Marinette. That would have been great information to know ages ago, season 2 ages ago. However, someone gets akumatized. We don't see it, but we do see Ladybug leap down from her bedroom window and call someone. It stands to reason she calls Max, because we see Pegasus turn up through a portal in the next little section. Who's akumatized though? Honestly, I don't believe we see the actual Akuma villain or Akuma victim in this trailer. I am assuming it's Claudie, because it does seem to be someone who is closely related to the person they bring to the fight. Although, to be fair, Max has been brought to all the fights, even if he doesn't know the person. He's like, yeah, I'll turn up, I'll help you, because I'm amazing. Either way, Ladybug and Cat Noir use their Astro power-ups, and it seems Max uses a portal to get them to the moon. Amazing. And they basically fight on the moon with these, let's call them moon warriors, just because they look like they're made out of moon rock, moonstone, and they do also have on their heads are just made out of a crescent moon, and on their, I guess it's like a spear as well, they have moons. However, in this first shot of them, I'm not particularly interested in what's in the foreground. I'm more interested in the background, where there seems to be a purple crescent moon. Is perhaps is this a throne? Is that where the leader sat? And by the leader I mean the Akuma victim. I'm not sure. Like I said, we don't get a proper look at that in the trailer, but I think that's possibly who they are. Either way, they fight, they're slamming their spears, whatever, into the ground. Cat Noir's kicking them in the face, they're throwing them like javelins, and Ladybug, at one point, she looks like she throws her yo-yo possibly through one of the Moon Warriors, or Cat Noir does a cataclysm. However, they seem to be able to put themselves back together, which doesn't seem ultimately very helpful. However, notably, Max is still on the ground. Now, I get it, because in order for him to go to space, he would need to breathe, and you need the Astro Power up. Why Ladybug or Cat Noir can't give him one of theirs, I do not know. How much is he going to be able to do from, a different planet? Also don't know. So I'm a little bit confused right now, but I would absolutely, as always, love to know what all of you think about this. I'm very excited, just because it's been so long without news. And when's the last thing released? Was it the Tokyo special? That was November, I think. Maybe we got an episode or two after that. It was a while ago. So I'm just excited we've got something. But when is this airing? I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, this was out of the blue. Usually we get an airing date first. And I'm like, okay, when we get close to this time, we'll get a trailer. But we've had no airing date. So, I do not know, but I am very, very excited. So let us know what you all think of this, besties, and I will see you in the next one.